What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade coming to y'all with that hot topic analysis on the Nozzle Playground, live on there exclusively, of course, on YouTube. And we're going to talk about Russell Westbrook staying in the NBA for another year. This time he's going to be signing with the Sacramento Kings for 1 year, $3.6 million. Could have stayed in Denver and played on a better team that could have possibly won a championship. He chose to opt out of his deal to become a free agent. Didn't hurt too much because he still got on the roster. But if I had to be honest with my fans, which I always do, the Kings are not going to be winning the championship anytime soon, with or without his help. And they do have a bunch of guards and a bunch of guys that like the balls in their hands. And that's something that, he has played with before. But, he does give them, a lot in general when it comes to scoring and putting pressure on the defense. And also just decision making can always be questionable sometimes, but sometimes it can be beneficial. Um, he also did gain some interest from the New York Knicks early in the offseason. He chose not to go in that direction, and New York ended up going with some other players anyway. Um, Westbrook previously did play with Domantas Sabonis with the Oklahoma City Thunder, for people that forgot. He also had ties with DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine, so obviously they'd be recommending him to get picked up if it happens. Some people forget that Kevin Durant said he'd love to have him on Houston, even though they couldn't sign him right now. Westbrook did have to do what was best for him in his career, and that's why he made this decision. Last season, Russell Westbrook averaged 13 points, 4.9 rebounds, and 6.1 assists for the Denver Nuggets in 27 minutes and 75 games. I like that. Anytime you can get double figures and help in multiple different ways, especially coming off the bench, um, that's very important, obviously. And I think that's why the Kings wanted him, not just because guys probably wanted him on the team because they have a personal relationship with them or they respect him, but they also know what he brings to the table at a high level. And he's better than a lot of players that's left in free agency. And they didn't doubt that. They didn't question it. They just had to go out there and see what he actually want to come play with them. He did also shoot respectable, 44% from the field. He also started 36 games out of that 75. He shot 32% from three. He never been a great three-point shooter basically his entire career, but he's capable of making them from time to time, just like any other NBA player. The problem was his free throw shooting. He went from being a respectable three-point shooter to a good three-point shooter. Then it just fell all the way off the cliff to being a 60% free throw shooter for multiple years in a row, which is unfortunate. But he also showed that he's an elite rebounder still for the point guard position. And he also, can still be a guy that can get steals if you throw the ball in the wrong direction or you try to come at him a certain way. He can turn you over and create opportunities for himself and his teammates. The question really going to be, how many minutes is he going to play? How big is he going to be for the Sacramento Kings? Basically saying how is they going to utilize him and how is they going to, get him comfortable? Because like I said, they do have a lot of guards on this particular roster, and a lot of them are younger and a lot of them are better scorers slash shooters than what Russell Westbrook is right now. So I think that's a legitimate question. If you're a Sacramento fan, what are you really getting and how much of that dose of Russell Westbrook is you going to inject in yourself? Because you have to deal with the good and bad of Russell Westbrook if he's on your team. And we all know how that can look sometimes. Sometimes it look like, yes, I'm happy we got Russ. And sometimes it make you feel like, what is he out there doing right now? It can be frustrating sometimes, but his heart is in the right place. His mind is usually in the right place. It's just NBA is tough and the NBA is hard. Sometimes he does it to himself. Sometimes teams just want to compete against him. Russell Westbrook do talk that talk a lot. So people don't realize that Russell Westbrook is a talker. He will brag. He will torch. He will flamethrower you if he's doing good. So people forget that, and people didn't know that. But Russell Westbrook will talk that talk if you're not holding defense or he having a great game against you. So teams gonna want to step up and shut him up. And that's something that we know for sure. Other news: Jason Kidd and the Dallas Mavericks signed a multi-year extension. Not really a surprise here. Jason Kidd has been the guy that they have liked. That's why they hired him. They feel like they still on the same page when it comes to the direction of the team and how the team should be playing, how the team should be looking. Obviously, anything can happen in the future, but right now they feel like he's the guy for the position, and nobody in the organization is really doubting that. He has the mentality that's needed. He has a style that's needed to have the respect of everybody in the organization. And they say, you know what? They just go ahead and get it signed up. Let's just go ahead and get it offered. And let's respect each other like we have been doing from the start of this relationship, and let's continue it. And the Mavericks have one of the better rosters. They have one of the better defensive rosters in size when it comes to a roster, and this roster still have upside to potentially be better in the future. And that's what you want to have if you're a coach. You want to have as much longevity of having success as you can. And that's what the Mavericks are set up to be and set up to do. So the GM did his job, the organization did their job. Now they want Jason Kidd to continue to doing a great job. And you can't really blame him. He went to the finals, and in the conference finals in 21. And then he also, had some success before that. Kidd was previously a head coach with the Brooklyn Nets and the Milwaukee Bucks, also before his stint as a assistant coach with the Lakers. That also happened. People forget about that, but he did do that too. He loves basketball. He can't really live without it. That's why he's still trying to contribute to basketball as much as he can. And being a coach is what he's feeling. People feeling him doing that role. So let's see what he can do in the future and see if he can bring a championship as a coach, especially as a head coach to Dallas. And hopefully he stays and fulfills this contract. The Brooklyn Nets have requested waivers on for Zine Fabo. Zing was signed by the Brooklyn Nets in September 22nd, 2025. He saw action in one preseason game, posting one steal in 10 minutes against the Phoenix Suns in October 10th. He did average 14 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist in 27 minutes last season in China. So he's showing that he can possibly be a good player if he gets the chance and the opportunity. Failed that opportunity with the Nets, so they waived him, but he might have a chance with another team. Nets do sign Malachi Smith. Smith played for Memphis Hustle of the G League last season. The 6'4" guard averaged 11 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists for the Hustle. So they looking at taking a gamble on him. The Thunder does sign also Buddy and Wade Payton Sanford. That sucks for Sanford, but it's good for Buddy. Buddy ended up playing 40 games for the Blue last season. The 6'5" wing averaged 12 points and shot 37% on 9.2 3-pointers per game. You always want shooting. You always want athleticism. They feel like they get that with Buddy, so they go all in with that so far. We'll see if he can stay on the roster and get some minutes, or will he just sit on a roster and get waived before the season is over? That's something to keep an eye out on. Sixers signed Marjon Beauchamp, and they waive Amani Bates. A lot of people was happy for Amani Bates, but he didn't keep the spot that long, and now he has to fight, scratch, and claw for another roster spot for a different team because he already got out of Cleveland, and now he's leaving the Sixers. Marjon is still raw. He's still trying to find his way and his game in the NBA. He was originally drafted by my hometown Milwaukee Bucks with the 24th pick in the 2022 NBA draft. He did produce 4 points on 43% shooting. He got a rebound too, and 10 minutes in 135 career games. He did start 12 starts in his NBA career over 3 NBA seasons with the Bucks and the Los Angeles Clippers and the New York Knicks. Prior to being drafted, the Washington native played 24 games for the NBA G League a night, where he averaged 15, 6, and 2 in 24 minutes per game. So he's a capable player, but he just not a shooter. He's not the greatest scorer, but he did show that he can do other things like rebound and try to defend, even though he's not a great defender really either. But a lot of that is because of lack of experience, lack of opportunity. But then again, you are trying to win games and you are trying to focus on that part as much as you can. The Kings do exercise third-year option on Devin Carter. Devin Carter averaged 3.8 points and 2.1 assists. 3.8 points, 2.1 rebounds in 36 games for the Kings last year, showing you that he is a decent player, a reliable backup. And um, they did make him available in trades as they look to make room to potentially sign Russell Westbrook. So watch out for that. The Hornets did waive Abu. He's gone. Joel Embiid has some chance to play in the final preseason game. A lot of people would be happy if he do. They want him to be happy. They want him to take that opportunity to get some, quality competition under his belt, which he hasn't really done in a while. We are expecting him to be more healthier this year. That's what everybody wants to see, just because it's good for the NBA to have Philly better and being a competitive team, but also one of the better players in the league being healthy. I don't think none of us would disagree with that, even if you're a Joel Embiid fan or not. Daquan Jeffries agreed to sign a contract with the Kings. Kristaps Porzingis on his contract extension with the Hawks. He says, I want to see how the season goes. I'm not in a rush to sign that right now. Clippers does waive Flowers from a two-way contract. Hawks waive MJ Walker. Heat signed Steve Seattle the third, and they waive Gabe Madsen, which is unfortunate. Jazz waive Max Albums and Cameron McGriff. Giannis plans to play 5 to 7 more NBA seasons and return to Greece before retiring. That's some news on that for people that didn't know. And Bucks also waive Cormac Ryan. Wizards waive Leaky Black and Skylar Bissiere. Unfortunately for those two guys, they didn't make it. Thunder waive Victor and signed Peyton Sanford. And obviously, we know what happened with Peyton Sanford. Pelicans waive Chase Hunter and Josh. Cavaliers waive Chaney Johnson and Miller Kopp and signed Darius Brown II. Clippers waive John and Ty Washington Jr., which we didn't really see coming, but it ended up happening. And the Nuggets and James ended up signing a camp contract. Nothing guaranteed on that besides you get an opportunity to compete for a roster spot. We'll see if he keeps it, but it doesn't really look likely, but you never really know. Other than that, thanks for watching. Thanks for kicking it with me on a live stream. All I can say now is comment, like, subscribe, share, and hit the notification bell to get analysis when it first come out. Not only that, I also make conversation videos just like this about various NBA only topics. Also do breakdowns with real footage of legends, current legends, rookies, and also future stars. Also do mock draft and draft coverage. Plus, I do have over 3,000 videos right now that you can watch for free on my channel anytime that you want. Plus, I upload videos each and every day throughout the week, throughout the month, throughout the years. So you always got something to watch and something to enjoy when it comes to basketball content. And I make all different types of content and different type of styles, like you have heard from me earlier in this video. Other than that, y'all stay blessed up. Peace. I will see y'all later today with some instant analysis, and that should be fun, and that should give y'all something to look forward to when it comes to NBA content. Other than that, I'm gone for now. Y'all stay blessed up. Y'all stay good, and I'll see y'all later today, hopefully. Peace.